Hi again, everybody. Going to start again as I have been doing. So what is the time? What time are you doing this session today? We've got a couple of different questions to normal. Normally I've just asked you to go and find out the time, but today I want to know, are you doing it earlier or later than you did yesterday? Earlier or later? Maybe you want to use the words before or after, because those words will be important in today's session. Okay, first of all, we're going to have a look at this. Now, Ruby's diary pages came apart, unfortunately. Her diary fell everywhere across the floor, but she's gathered up these pictures from her diary, and we need to help her arrange them in order. So, first of all, how are you going to arrange those in order? I'd like you to pause the video, have a think about which order you'd put them in and why you've put them in that order. When you're ready, you can press play and we'll have a talk about it. Okay, so Lulu has ordered the pictures like this. She has put the picture with the slide first, then the picture with the table, dining table and some food and drink, and then the picture of school. So, do you agree? Did you put yours in the same order as Lulu or in a different order? Well, I think it's really important that we figure out the times, and I hope you did that first. So, looking at our pictures, I'm going to look back at my hour, so I can see this is going just past the 8. But how far past? Well, I can see it's quarter past 8. Now, as we did yesterday, I can see that this minute hand is pointing at the quarter to, the number 9. So I know it's quarter to 8, and it's nearly at the 8. There we go, quarter to 8. I know this final clock is pointing halfway in between the 5 and the 6, and my minute hand is pointing halfway around the clock, so it is 5:30. So I've got quarter past 8, quarter to 8, and 5:30. I wonder which order they go in. Know what I might do? I might write those times. I'm going to use my numbers to help me. So I'm going to say this one says 8:15 and this one says 7:45 and this one says 5:30. Okay. Well, I wonder if we know. I wonder if that helps me. I wonder, let's have a look at Lulu's. Lulu has said that this slide picture, the one we said was 5:30, comes first. Okay, then she said that this one 7:45 comes next, comes after or comes later. And then she said that this one for 8:15 comes last. Okay, well, the numbers seem to make sense, but would Ruby really have been going on a slide at 5:30 in the morning? Not so sure she would. I certainly wouldn't be getting up to go on a slide at 5:30. So I'm going to look for some other clues that can help out. So have a look. Is there anything else in the pictures that helps tell you if this is morning or afternoon? Well, I think this is a really big clue here in this middle picture Lulu's chosen. We've got the curtains closed and it's dark outside. So I don't think this is breakfast at all. I think this is a bit of a snack before bedtime, perhaps. I think this is 7:45 p.m. in the evening. I think this is Ruby going to school. It looks very daylight out there. So I think this is 8:15 a.m. in the morning. Now, I don't think anybody's going to be playing on a slide at 5:30 a.m. I think that's something you do after school, 5:30 p.m. So I think that will help me order my pictures. Okay, let's have a look. So I definitely think she would go to school at 8:15 a.m. I think, I'm not sure these are order that I would put them in. I think actually that this one and this one need to move around. Because I think 8:15 a.m. is first, and then 5:30 p.m. and finally before bed I think we've got 7:45 p.m. Okay, I think that really helped me to think about which one were morning or afternoon or evening. Okay, let's use these words to help us to talk about Ruby's day. Ruby went to school before she played at the park. Or Ruby played at the park after she had been to school. Ruby went on the slide earlier than she had her snack. Or Ruby had her snack later than she played at the park. So we've used those words and that will be helpful for your lesson today. Okay, what I'd like you to do, please, is to order your pictures. You need to cut them out, yes. Order them, or you could number them, I guess, if you'd like to tell us which one was the earliest, which one was the latest, which one was before or after. And I'd like you to be able to write the times as well. So when you're doing this, I would like you to cut them out, stick them in order, write down the times, and use the words before, after, earlier or later to compare the things that Ruby did. You will need to write a couple of sentences to prove that you can use those words. When you're ready to move on, here we go. We've got our reflection. Which time is the earliest? Which time is the latest? How do you know? They all have 8 o'clock. They all are some amount of minutes past 8. So that does make it very difficult. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my hour every time. Now I can see that my hour, my shorthand, it's gone past the 8 on this one. It's gone way past the 8 on this one. It's nearly at the 9. And it's gone past the 8 on this one. So the hour doesn't really help me so easily. Instead, I'm going to look at our minutes hand, and I know which way round the clock our minutes hand goes. It counts up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to count my minutes on each of these clocks. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So this is 8:40. Just going to write that down. 8:40. This one says 8. I know it's 8 hours, hasn't got to the 9 yet. Now I could count up in 5s, but I know there are 60 minutes in an hour. So instead I'm just going to count back in 5, 60, 55. That was much quicker. So 8:55. And finally, well, this is half past. I know there are 60 minutes in an hour. Half of 60 is 30. Half of 6 is 3. So I'm going to put 8:30. There we go. I can figure out which one is earliest. It's this one over to the right. And I can figure out which one is latest. That is the one in the middle. Okay. Guided practice time. Among the 3 children, who arrived at school first? At what time? Well, Ravi is arriving at nearly 9 o'clock, 8, and we've gone round, and again I'm going to use my counting in fives to help me. 5, 10, 15, this is 55. Ravi arrived at 8:55. Emma has arrived at 8:25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And Sam has arrived at 8, 5, 10, 15, I know this is 30 down at the bottom, 30, 35, 8:35. I can see that Emma arrived first at school, so I could write Emma in here. And she arrived at 8:25. Which of the children arrived next? So I'm not looking for the latest time, I'm looking for the next time. I think that is Sam, who arrived at 8:35. Okay, we've got a similar question here. The 3 buses arrived one after another. Tell the time that each bus arrived at the bus stop. Well, just looking at my smaller hand, I can see instantly that they are all going past the 10. So I know they are all 10 something. But how many minutes past 10? Okay, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20 past 10, 10, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 10:35. And we should know this from earlier in the week, 10:15, 10:15. So tell the time that each bus arrived at the stop. Okay, well, I've done that. I don't think I have space to write them in that box. I'm going to move on. Which bus arrived first? That is our 10:15. Which one arrived next? 10:20. That's this one here. I'll write them on to the buses just to help us. So this one arrived first, and this one arrived second. Would mean that this one did arrive the latest, or third. Okay. Your work pages today look like this, and they're all about using this language of who arrived first, who arrived next, who arrived latest, before or after. So the first job you need to do is to fill in the blanks by reading the time. Ravi wakes up at, you need to read the time. Charles wakes up at, and you need to have a go at reading the time. Holly wakes up at, and you need to have a go at reading the time. Now you'll notice that these clocks today do not just use o'clock, quarter past, half past, and quarter to. We are moving into those 5-minute intervals. So remembering that each number for the minute hand is worth 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay. Among the 3 children, someone, this is a name, wakes up first, and someone, this is another name, wakes up last. Ravi wakes up earlier than, another name. Ravi wakes up later than, another name. So read the whole sentence to yourself first, everybody, so that you know it makes sense. The diagram below shows the times of 3 different lessons Emma has at school in the morning. Emma has a math lesson at a time, a writing lesson at a different time, and a reading lesson at a different time. And in these boxes, Emma has a something lesson before her writing lesson. So which subject? Is it maths or reading? And Emma has a something lesson before her reading. Is it maths or writing? Finally, you need to arrange the lessons Emma has, starting from the earliest. So is it maths first, or is it writing first, or is it reading first? And you can put them in order from earliest to latest. Okay, year 2. There's your maths for today. It's quite a lot to do. It'll be quite a big challenge today, but remember, every bit of practice, it will get easier and easier. And if you're using the time at home to talk about, you will get better. Okay, I'll see you soon.